All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakak Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. Okay, you brothers out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, and you few Akwaf that listen and learn in sincerity and truth. All right, and so I want to go into a lesson. Lately, basically what this lesson is going to be dealing with is self-improvement and how it can apply to the truth and just basically make you overall better person. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna word the title, but lately I've been coming across, the Lord has guided me into some different sets of information. Okay, and you know I've been learning about improving myself in order to be successful, but and primarily what the focus is on, through the means that I'm learning it, is for me to be successful in business. But you know what? The most important business is this truth. And also, let me get that too. Okay. Because this scripture came to mind when I said that word business, right? Romans 12 in verse I just started verse 10. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another, not slothful in business, yet fervent in spirit, serving the Most High. You know. So there's a way of being, okay, that you have to achieve in this truth. Everything is with balance, but like the brothers always harp on, the Lord is looking for leaders. And it requires a lot to become a leader. You have to change who you are. And you know some little background about me. I didn't have a father figure at all. That I can think of. Right? There's no one that stands out in my mind as being a father figure. Of course, I didn't know my father. He wasn't around at all. So there's a lot of, and not saying that there are not women that have some form of order, but there was a lot of disorder and chaos, in my environment growing up, and it kind of shows sometimes, in how I do things. And it's just, that's a big step. Like, that's the first step of being able to change who you are and become better, is admitting where you fall short. Like Apostle Rumlab did a stream one time. He was like, you got to be real with yourself, and you do. If you're not real with yourself, then you're deceived. If you can't admit the things where you are going off, or where you have a shortcoming, and identify them as things that need to change. If you have this mindset of, I'm perfect, I don't need to change, then you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it, because we're in this wicked flesh. So we're never going to be perfect, but we're supposed to be striving for that perfection. You see? And so you have to be able to be real with yourself in order to get closer to that. In order to get closer to that. So, I'm able to admit, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, my shortcomings, and realize that these things need to change in order for me to be a successful in this truth. Not only successful in business and in life, because we are in Babylon the Great, we have to be able to deal and make money. Money is a defense, but knowledge and wisdom is a bigger defense. Knowledge and wisdom of the scriptures, and other things as well. But you can't. You have to balance it out. Everybody, that's one thing you have to learn is balance. You got to be able to make money, but this truth should always win out above worldly things. You don't want to be that seed, okay, that gets choked out by the cares of this life, and the word become unfruitful and unprofitable. And I'm like going through these different things. I'm having these meetings and reading these books, and and it's like the whole time I'm like, okay, the coronavirus is gone. The year of prophecy is already popping off. We ain't even a full month in, you know. But I also know, also too, balancing it out, the chip still got to come, you know. It may come this year, it may not. We don't know how things are going to roll out. So it's like we have to continue and endure. No matter what happens, we have to endure, and until shit hits the wire, we gotta maintain, you know. We gotta maintain in this faith, and we gotta do the things that we gotta do also in this world, you know. So what I'm going into, like I said, is oh wait a minute, do I already have that up? Let me reopen that closed tab. Salakia. Yeah, I actually had Romans 12 pulled up over here, so I guess that'll be the first one I read, since I skipped down and didn't realize I already had it up. Romans 12. Okay. In verse 1, I'll start at. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So that's our first goal. You know, like Ecclesiastes tells us, the whole, I think it's in Ecclesiastes 13, if I'm not mistaken. What's the conclusion of the matter? Okay, fear the Most High and keep His commandments, which is that's the whole duty of man, is to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, you know, people had certain things that they did back in the days, you know, and they you know, like farmland and husbandry things, you know, digging wells and stuff that people had to do. But our primary directive, you know, like Yahweh Shai said to his parents, he must be about his father's works. It was his meat to do the will of the Father, right? So likewise, we should be in the same mindset. But you know, change has to be made within yourself. Let's continue. Romans 12 and 2, right? And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. You know? So we're not to be conformed to the world. We're not to become, you know, these people that we're not to become like everybody else, you know. It's one of those things where like you've heard it said, I'm sure everybody's heard this be said, be in the world but not of it, right? Because we have to be able to work and deal around these people who do not have the same moral compass, who do not believe what we believe, you know, but we still have to be as wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. We still have to fit in, you know, so to speak, with the rest of the world, you know, and that requires discipline, that requires applying the tenets of the scriptures. You know, live peaceably with all men as much as lieth within you, you know, agreeing with your adversary quickly when thou goest in the way with him, and so on and so forth. Doing unto others as you would have them to do unto you, you know. And these are just some of the things, you know, that you learn. But I'm also learning the importance of you know, consistency, you know, things that I didn't really learn growing up, you know, which are key things that people want to see within you, you know. If someone's going to follow you, then they have to be able to trust you to a certain degree, you know. I mean, you can't, the Bible says trust no man, but you get where I'm coming from with this, you know. If you see, when you see a person that's diligent in what they do, you know, for example, the elder Menach Zagba that I came under, the young elder or up and coming elder, he's consistent. He's always doing videos. The Spirit's always on him, and that's his primary thing that he does, and he handles his other business too. So he is the type of brother that you can pattern yourself after, which would make him a good leader, you know. And of course the apostles, man. I should have mentioned the apostles first, you know, because of course they're his elders and my elders, and they've been doing it for 30 plus years, you know, consistently, diligently, getting deep into the scriptures, you know. So these are men that you can pattern yourself after, leaders, you know. They have that quality of, you can rely on the fact that the elders is going to put out edification, you know, as long as the Spirit is allowing the word to be out there, the elders are going to put it out there, you know. And so these are leadership qualities, you know, that some of you brothers may already have it, but these are things that I'm having to learn because they're important. They're important for you to change, you know. And let's get some precepts. 1 Corinthians 11. No. Let's get 2 Corinthians 2. 2 Corinthians 13. Okay. And 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahushua Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? Okay. But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. Okay. Now I pray to the Most High that ye do no evil, not that we should appear approved, but that ye should do that which is honest, though we be reprobates. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. Okay, and honesty too, you know, honesty and a level of transparency. Now you got to balance it all out, though. You got to balance it all out. There's things that you should say. There's things you shouldn't say. You know, this whole thing, like the scriptures say, a false balance is an abomination with the Lord. You know, leaders can't reveal everything because it could taint the image, or let me better yet say, familiarity breeds contempt. You know, so there's certain things that a leader may not be able to share with his underlings in order to keep a certain level of respect. So there's a lot of different things that are involved in it. You know, and Lord willing, this is edifying. But let me get into some more scriptures, right? You know, because we want to be renewed by the scriptures, and we want to balance it out. You know, I remember I was seeing the apostles do a live stream, and Apostle R was like, "Yeah, man, you know, if Edomite's behind me, I'll hold the door for him, and you know, this, that, and the other." And you know, he was just going through how he deals, and I was like, "Exactly, that's how I deal." You know, because at the end of the day, we still got to maneuver in this world. You still got to make business connections. You still got to, you know, you never know. That person may help you in the time of trouble through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushua, of course. Okay, Romans, 1 Corinthians 11 and 27. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat of this bread and drink of the cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Okay? So, the point I want to get with this is, right, we have to examine ourselves, you know. Are we taking the truth seriously? The brother Ariella posted a video in the group chat, which I wasn't able to watch it, but because it wasn't loading, you know, Satan or whatever. I just it didn't load. But I looked at the title, and it, you know, sometimes a title can make you ask questions, you know, of yourself. You know, the title was signs of I think it was like signs of ungratefulness in the truth, and it just made me ask myself, am I being ungrateful for the blessing that the Lord has given me to allow me to be in this truth, you know? And I know that is a wretched, wicked thing. That's a wicked thing to be ungrateful in this truth, man. Because the Lord has blessed us to be able to see, you know? He's blessed us to be able to see and given us the eye salve. And we would spit in his face to not be humbled and to not acknowledge our own weakness, man, you know, and how we would be utterly lost without the Most High, man. Psalms 51 and 10, right? 51 and 9. Hide thy face from my sins and blot out all mine iniquities. Verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O Most High, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. You know, so we need to be, we're asking the Lord to create within us a clean heart, you know, because we want to do the laws, statutes, and commandments. We fear the Most High. We understand that the wages of sin is death, and that, you know, we don't want to be wicked anymore. I don't want to be wicked anymore. I don't want to do anything that the Lord would would look down against, would see worthy of judgment. I don't want to offend the little ones. I don't want to be lukewarm. I'm tired of this flesh, and I'm tired of being in this flesh. And yeah, all I can say is like it just says here. All you can ask the Lord at the end of the day is that He casts, Psalms 51:11, cast me not away from Thy presence, and take not Thy Holy Spirit from me. That's really all you can ask the Most High, is to keep the Spirit on you to continue, man. Because sometimes you just know, like, damn, man, we're fucked up people, man. You know, we're not as fucked up as people that don't have a moral compass, but all have fallen short of the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and all our righteousness is as filthy rags. So when we sin, we feel fucked up about it, man. And we know, like, damn, hey, at the end of the day, nobody really deserves salvation. It's not of our works, you know. It's of the election. The Lord's gonna choose to justify the men who He's gonna justify. Now, are they gonna be overly wicked? Hell no. You know, they're not gonna be overly wicked. They're not gonna just be going out there sinning. The scriptures talk about that. Not using your grace as a cloak of maliciousness, but you know, but they're not. Are they going to be blameless like Yahweh Shai? Well, only when the Lord forgives them for their sins and covers their sins. Only then will they be considered blameless. 2 Corinthians 4:16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Okay? While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Yeah, So that's another balance to it, that I'm taking heed of, of what the things that I'm learning is, because this whole thing is temporal. It's temporary. The fashion of this world passeth away, like the scriptures tell us. So, though the skills I'm learning may be able to help me become a better business person, my main focus is not focusing on becoming rich, but how can I apply these skills I'm going to learn to the truth and become a better, more successful money changer in the truth, so to speak, flipping those talents, and it's a work in progress, man. We all are a work in progress, but one thing is about it, we got to keep walking, like the scriptures say, or keep working at it, like the scriptures say. A just man falleth 7 times, but he get back up again. So that's what we got to be on. Ephesians and Salaki. If I'm kind of rambling, I really didn't really know. Not rambling, but talking too much, because I really didn't know exactly how I was gonna approach this topic. Like I said, I've been learning a lot. I got some stuff I need to read now. This little packet here, or whatever. I need to check out. Got like 3 books in it, but it's like, I went to a meeting yesterday, and it's like, with all the stuff going on, it's just, you got to balance that out. You got to, I'm excited about becoming a better person. I'm excited about becoming a better person. The money part is like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. But it's all got to be filtered out through the scriptures too. Because these people are, I want to become a millionaire, and I'm just like, if I make a couple dollars, that's cool. Enough to help support my situation better. That's cool. But that renewing of that spirit, Let's read this. Ephesians 4. That's really what's important, is that renewing of the spirit. Okay, Ephesians 4, and let me see what's up above that. Ephesians 4 and 17. Yeah, Ephesians 4 and 14. I'll say this, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men, and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Because there's things always constantly trying to snatch you out of the truth, and distract you and lead you to another path. Verse 15, but speaking the truth in love may grow up into him all things, may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. And that's a key, okay, thing right there, because it was said by one of the brothers, it's better to what the word say, it's better to oh yeah, it's better to work together than to be right. And that was a heavy statement, because it's true. You don't need to be right all the time. Sometimes even if you're right about something, it's best not to push the issue, you know what I mean, for the sake of the body being able to work together. It ain't about me, it ain't about you always feeling like this way or that way. Sometimes it's just better to just do what you have been commanded to do, and continue on for the body's sake, for the sake of unity. It's better to be united than to be right all the time, you see. Yeah. Like Paul goes into, talk about it briefly, about the eating of meat sacrificed unto idols. you know so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, those idols are not any they're not gods. So yeah, you can eat it, but like the scriptures also say, he that eateth is no better than he that eateth not. And it doesn't justify you either way. So if you make it into a doctrine, if you don't eat the Thanksgiving dinner, then you're this. No, man, you see what I'm saying? And that's maybe not the best example. I'm not trying to say anything about anybody or anything like that, because we know that we have liberty, and we know that it's not a wicked thing if you eat Thanksgiving dinner, as long as you're not in the spirit of Thanksgiving, you see. But there may be brothers who can't receive that, weaker brothers. So in that case, it's better to be unified, like Paul said. If my meat cause another man to stumble, then I would not eat meat. So that's an example of being unified rather than being, you see, right. Because you're right. You can do that. But if you're causing that brother to stumble, it's better to be unified. And I'm not gonna eat this around that brother because he can't see it. He don't see it. And so rather than cause a schism in the body, I'm just not gonna eat that meat. So yeah, hopefully, keep going. Okay, Ephesians 4 and 17. This I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness in their heart, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with greediness. But ye have not so learned Hamashiach. So I think that word lasciviousness goes into like unbridled desires. I think in particular it talks about sexual desire. Ephesians 4 and 19. Let me see. Which the brothers do talk about, not walking around with the pink thing hanging out. If you know what I mean. Might be an inside joke on that one. Ephesians. Boom. 4 and what was it? 19. Strongs. And I'm trying to get, another mic situated and stuff. Okay, so Strong's G766.
Strong's G766. As El Gaya. As El Gaya.
As El Gaya. As El Gaya. Unbridled lust. Yeah, right. Unbridled lust. Which unbridled lust goes into, lust just means desire. Excess, licentiousness, lasciviousness, wantonness, outrageousness, shamelessness, and insolence. You know? So, if other Gentiles or other people who are in a Gentile state of mind, which may be Israelites, because there are Israelites that were considered Gentiles for going off, which, amen, we've repeated that so many times because it's the truth. And if you don't get it by now, then the Lord ain't dealing with you. The Israelites were considered as Gentiles because they learned the customs of the heathen. So, like it says, we should not walk as other Gentiles walk. Okay? In the vanity of our minds, because they're in the vanity of their mind. In their own mind, they're this and they're that, and they can, there's vanity, man. All things are vanity, like the preacher said. I believe Solomon was the one who was speaking. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity. So we have to balance things out with that, And I'm kind of touching on different things because I'm speaking on what I've, going through. So it's kind of like different aspects of it. There's the aspect of renewing yourself. There's the aspect of renewing myself through learning these different things. But then there's also how it's tied into business. And I'm also, these different aspects of it. How it can be applied to the ministry. How it can actually be applied to making some money. But how it has to be, like I said, balanced once again, because the mindset they push for in this thing is becoming a millionaire, becoming the biggest company. And then it's like, you gotta, like I said, you gotta balance it out, because these people are walking in the vanity of their mind, Verse 19 again. Who being past feeling have given themselves over to lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with greediness. So there are some people, who have given themselves over unto unbridled lusts, whether it's to be rich or whatever, Verse 20, but ye have not so we're in Ephesians 4 and 20, but ye have not so learned Hamashiach, or the anointed. Verse 21, if so be that ye have heard him, and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushua, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore put away lying, speak every man the truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. So this is talking about the brethren, right? Primarily, be ye angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place unto the devil. You see? Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. Okay, and let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Right, so, not all these weird ass doctrines and stuff and false doctrines and, but, and Lord willing, this is edifying, just amen. But things that are edifying, scriptures, life situations. Okay. Okay, and grieve not the Holy Spirit of the Most High, whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption, if ye be of the elect, right? Verse 31, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as the Most High for Hamashiach's sake have forgiven you. And it's like putting yourself in this mindset of letting the bitterness go, letting the wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away, and let the malice be put away, can help you form relationships, okay, so to speak, because you have business relationships that you form, Okay, and whether or not you know how the other person is, because we're gonna have a different range, so we're gonna have different guidelines because we're in this truth than people that are in the world. So these are the things we have to do. We have to be embody, and they will help us form better relationships in business. For people who are and in the truth. That's one of the things that I won't say is hard for me, but there's always I haven't been that experienced in relationships and friendships because I wasn't really shown how to be that way. You know, there's a lot of things that you don't learn when you don't have the right influences around. That you have to pick up on later. You know, but yeah, these are things that if you embody, that will help you in this world in general. And that can be applied to the truth. Colossians 3 and okay, Colossians 3 and 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth: fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. I think concupiscence is like sexual desire. Like, I could be wrong though. Let's just see quickly. Colossians 3 and 5. Um,
Strong's G, 1939. Epithumia. Epithumia.
yeah, so desire, craving, longing, desire for what is forbidden, lust. So that's like that's like desiring someone else's wife or something, being an adulterer. And covetousness, which is idolatry. Colossians 3 and 6. For which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience, in the which ye also walked sometime, when ye lived in them. But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Okay, which is false doctrines. Okay, in the which ye also Salaki. Verse 9. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge, after the image of him that created him. See? Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I know this is getting going on. This is probably a long lesson at this point. Romans 12. I already read that. Yeah, I'm gonna pretty much end it there. I don't see what's wrong with this cat. But hey, like I said, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'll be looking over there because I got my other screen and then my camera's right here. But just doing a lot of thought, a lot of thinking about myself and the areas I need to improve. I'm gonna read this last one because you got to work on both things. You can't just look good on the outside and the inside is all filthy. Let's see, Matthew 23. Let's see what Luke 11 and 39. See how that's worded. It's like, yeah. Luke 11 and 39. And the Lord said unto him, Now do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but your inward part is full of ravening and wickedness. Ye fools, did not he that made that which is without make that which is within also? But rather give alms of such thing as ye have, and behold, all things are clean unto you. Okay. Let's see. Verse 42. But woe unto you, Pharisees, for ye tithe mint and rue and all manner of herbs, and pass over judgment and the love of the Most High. These ought ye have to done, and not leave the other undone. So, yeah, you may do this, you may do that, but you've got to have the love of the Most High within you, which is the keeping of His commandments, but also being brotherly towards one another, and have, putting away that malice, being forgiving, and things of that nature. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto yourself, like the scriptures say, man. That's a golden rule, so to speak. Okay. Let me get the one in Matthew, though. I think I like that one a little bit better. Matthew 23. What was it, 25? Matthew 3 and 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Thou blind Pharisee, clean first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and of all uncleanness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. And so, I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be one of those Pharisees, those wicked Pharisees that appear clean on the outside, but inside there's all these different things, there's these wicked things that they're doing, So, hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. With that, I want to say Shalom.